Today, we are diving into one of the biggest challenges facing, well, pretty much every business leader out there. How do you actually build the teams that are going to define the future in this new AI era? And look, this isn't just about hiring a few data scientists. It's about fundamentally rewiring your entire organization to be AI first. So let's break down what that really means.
You want to know what AI first looks like in the real world? Just look at this directive from Shopify's CEO. Before a manager can hire a new person, they first have to prove an AI can't do the job. Think about that for a second. This is not about replacing people. It's about making AI the default starting point for every single task. It is a massive shift in mindset, and it just goes to show you how serious the pioneers are getting. Now here's where things get really interesting. This data shows this huge gap. Almost every company, we're talking 92%, is pouring more and more money into AI. But then you look at the reality of who's actually pulling it off, and it's a tiny 1%. Only 1% consider themselves truly AI mature. This huge gap between ambition and reality, that's exactly what we're going to tackle today.
So let's jump right into Section 1, the AI First Mandate. This is all about why this has gone from a cool buzzword to a critical must-do imperative for every single business.
And that, of course, brings us to Section 2, assembling your AI crew. Let's dig in to who you actually need on the team to make this happen.
You know, the foundation of any AI team is always going to be its technical talent. You need your machine learning engineers who are building and deploying the models, your data scientists digging for those golden insights, and AI researchers who are pushing the absolute boundaries of what's possible. But it doesn't stop there. You also need data engineers to manage all that data, AI product managers to connect the tech to actual business goals, and, this is a big one, AI ethicists to make sure it's all being done responsibly. But here's the twist. Having all that technical firepower, that just gets you in the door. It's the ticket to the game. It is not what wins it. The real differentiator, the thing that truly separates the successful AI teams from everyone else, well, it's something else entirely.
And that winning formula really breaks down into these three key skills. First up, business acumen. Your experts have to be able to connect what they're doing to real business value, revenue, efficiency, the bottom line. Second is communication. They have got to be able to translate these super complex AI concepts into plain English for folks in marketing or finance. And finally, continuous learning. I mean, this field changes literally every day, so the ability to adapt and just keep learning is absolutely non-negotiable.
Okay, so you've got the right people. Now, where do you put them? That brings us to Section 3, Structuring for Success. This is all about the organizational blueprint.
There are really three common models, and you can almost think of them as an evolutionary path. A lot of companies start out with a centralized center of excellence to really focus their scarce talent. Then, as demand grows, they might move to a matrix or hybrid structure, where they embed AI experts into different departments. And finally, the most mature companies have these fully decentralized teams, where every single business unit has its own integrated AI specialists.
Now, along with the structure, you have this other big decision. Do you build your team in-house, or do you partner up with someone externally? Building your own team gives you total control, and you keep all that knowledge inside the company. But wow, it is a huge investment. Partnering can be way faster, maybe even cheaper, but you've got to manage it really carefully to make sure everyone's aligned on your goals.
All right, next up, Section 4, the culture that wins. Because you can have the best people and the best structure, but this is the engine that actually drives it all. Let's see what that looks like.
The first pillar is collaboration. AI projects almost always fail when they're built in a vacuum. The best solutions, the ones that actually work, are co-created. You have AI engineers working side by side with the experts on the ground, whether that's in supply chain, marketing, you name it, solving real-world problems together.
The second pillar is all about experimentation. AI moves so fast that teams need the psychological safety to try new things, and even to fail sometimes. When failure isn't a bad thing, but is treated as a valuable learning opportunity, that's what fuels the rapid innovation you need to stay ahead.
And the third pillar, and this one is absolutely 100% non-negotiable, is ethics. You have to build trust with your customers and with regulators. And that means making sure your AI is fair, transparent, and unbiased from day one. Responsible AI isn't an afterthought, it has to be baked right into your culture.
Which brings us to what is probably the biggest reality check of all in Section 5, navigating the talent gap.
I mean, it's the question on everyone's mind, right? With demand just exploding and the supply of talent lagging way behind,
Where on earth do you find the people to power these teams?
The scale of this challenge is just staggering. This projection from Bain & Company should be a major wake-up call. By 2027, as many as 1 in 2, half of all AI jobs in the US could go unfilled. So clearly, just hiring your way out of this is not a sustainable strategy.
So what can you actually do? Here are 3 concrete strategies. First, upskill and reskill your current employees. Honestly, it's often the fastest way to get new capabilities. Second, broaden your recruitment. Look for people who have adjacent skills or start tapping into global talent pools. And third, really plan your workforce strategically. Use contractors for specific projects, and just like Shopify, always consider automation first.
As we start to wrap up, I want to leave you with this really powerful thought from McKinsey. Look, this journey to becoming AI first, it's a challenge, for sure. But the greatest risk isn't that you'll overreach. The greatest risk is a failure of imagination, not really grasping the sheer scale of the transformation that's happening all around us.
And so it really all comes down to this one question. Is your organization thinking big enough? Because the companies that are building these AI-first teams today, well, they're the ones that are going to own tomorrow. That's all for this explainer.